Vault 24 remains one of the most disturbing examples of Vault-Tec's true intentions, because unlike most vaults, this one wasn't designed to test survival. It wasn't about biology, it wasn't about social order. Vault 24 was about control, not control of the environment, but direct control of the human mind. This wasn't a place where people were observed, it was a place where people were rewritten. From the moment Vault 24 was conceived, its purpose was clear: to strip individuals of independent thought and replace it with something engineered, predictable, and obedient. The architecture alone tells that story. There was no attempt to create a livable space, no privacy, no social zones, no sense of community. Every corridor, every room, every structural choice existed for one reason only: maximum efficiency of experimentation. Surveillance wasn't a feature here, it was the foundation. The residents weren't citizens, they were assets. Vault 24 functioned as a testing ground for advanced brain-computer interface technology. The inhabitants were immobilized in specially designed chairs, physically restrained and neurologically connected through implants drilled directly into their skulls. And this wasn't a one-time procedure, it was the beginning of a long, invasive process where the human nervous system was slowly subordinated to machines. Through these interfaces, the system bypassed all natural cognitive filters. Images, sounds, messages, ideological constructs, everything was transmitted directly into the brain. No interpretation, no resistance, no escape. Over time, the line between authentic memory and artificial input collapsed. The subjects could no longer tell which thoughts were theirs and which were inserted. Identity fractured, reality blurred, and eventually the self began to dissolve. Because this technology wasn't stable, side effects were catastrophic: neurological damage, catatonic states, complete emotional shutdown. In some cases, the subjects didn't just lose their opinions, they lost their ability to feel. And none of them consented to any of this. Many of the test subjects were political dissidents, individuals known for ideological resistance before the war. Vault 24 wasn't designed to persuade them, it was designed to answer a far darker question. Can belief systems, political, moral, emotional, be completely overwritten by technology? Not through debate, not through propaganda, but through direct neurological enforcement. Vault-Tec wasn't trying to indoctrinate people in the traditional sense. They wanted to eliminate internal resistance altogether, to create humans who didn't question, didn't object, didn't even recognize conflict. People who reacted automatically to approved narratives. In this way, Vault 24 went far beyond anything pre-war America had ever attempted. This wasn't social conditioning, it was ideology embedded into neurology. The ultimate goal was scale. Vault 24 was proof of concept, a step toward mass deployable systems of social control once the war was over. But what remained inside tells a very different story. The bodies found in Vault 24 were still strapped to their chairs, implants intact, systems never disengaged. There's no evidence of evacuation, no signs of rebellion, no indication that anyone even tried to escape, which suggests something far worse than failure. It suggests that the subjects were stripped of the capacity to resist. Vault 24 wasn't a closed society like many others. It was a laboratory, a place where human beings were reduced to data carriers, nothing more than biological hardware. The destroyed infrastructure and total absence of staff suggest that even Vault-Tec eventually lost control of the experiment, and possibly fled from it. Vault 24 represents the most cynical expression of Vault-Tec's philosophy. The belief that humanity's future can be engineered through experimentation without consent, empathy, or moral limits. A worldview where free will is treated as a design flaw, not a defining human trait. Unlike vaults that explored social pressure or environmental stress, Vault 24 aimed at something far more fundamental: the complete removal of personhood. And that's what makes it more than just a tragedy. It's a warning, a reminder of how thin the line is between technological progress and total moral collapse. If you want more deep dives into the darkest vaults and hidden experiments from this universe, let me know in the comments. This has been FrameDrop, no hype, no bias, just the story beneath the surface. See you next time.